Alright, what's going on guys, it's your boy Zochi. Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. In today's video, we're going to be making an ultimate beginner guide video for you guys. So if you guys are just starting off, and even if you did already start off, I feel like a lot of the tips that will be in this video can help you even if you've already been playing for 10 days, 11 days, however many days you are playing. So if you guys do enjoy the video, hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and let's just hop straight into the first tip. Alright, so the first thing that I do want to talk about in this video, if you are just starting off, is obviously the story mode, because obviously if you're playing this game, you're gonna want to be doing the story mode, right? So you're gonna want to do everything you can in the story mode at that time, right? So a lot of these, in every single chapter, I think there's 15 chapters right now, you have these trophies and missions that you have to complete. During the tutorial, I believe it helps, like it tells you to complete these things, so you'd have to go back and find out what the trophies are. However, once you do go back, they're actually not too bad, right? So it says, for example, win within 240 seconds, win with 30% or more HP, take damage less than 35 times. Those aren't too bad at all. So my biggest advice here is go back after you do some story mode, like I say, like clear like 3 chapters, become a little stronger, then go back, do the trophies, get the tickets that it does give you, because after you finish every chapter, you actually do end up getting the tickets here that will help you and allow you to summon on the standard banner that's out, that will be out for a long time. Like, I don't even know when it's gonna leave, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea, but that banner has really good units that you can use these tickets to summon for. So after you do it once, you get this, but if you complete it perfectly and do all of the trophies and stuff, you get an extra 2 tickets. So that's very, very good. Right, so overall, this banner gives you 4 tickets right here. You need 10 tickets to summon. So just one chapter alone just gave you 4, right? So another thing as well is when you're doing the chapters, make sure you're doing the side chapter as well, because they also give you rewards. Another 4 tickets. So chapter 1 alone gives you 8 tickets. All right. And obviously, as you're playing, you're going to want to summon to enhance your team to get better characters, better weapons for Sung Jin-woo, and that will help you a lot. So my biggest advice, if you're going through the story, doing the chapters, as you're doing the chapters, do the side stories as well, because you get a lot of rewards. And as you make it further, go back as you become stronger, go back, complete all the trophies, get the rewards and resources. First tip right there. Okay, so tip number 2. We're still in the chapter section here, in the story mode section, right? So tip number 2, in a lot of the chapters you will actually end up getting stuck, and the first part I do believe people got stuck on, because I'm also one of the people that got stuck on this chapter, is chapter 4 when you're fighting this guy. Because obviously, like I said, if you're not going through and leveling up and getting all the rewards from these sections, you're just going to want to go from chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, right? So as I was leveling up, I noticed that my character, Sung Jin-woo, was not strong enough at the time to take on this fight. So as I was doing it, I just couldn't beat it in time. It took me about like 10 times or 10 tries to do it. And again, this was when I was just first starting off. I had no idea what I was doing. But after going back, leveling up, doing the side chapters, getting the XP that it gives you, I actually don't know if it even gave me XP, but I'm pretty sure that it does. Yeah, it does. It does give you XP. Going back, getting all of the trophies, summoning on the banner to get better characters, better weapons. I was able to come back, level up my weapons as well. That's going to be another tip that I want to talk to you guys about in a little bit. But making sure that you do the chapters, get the XP, become a certain level or a higher level if you can, to get your points to level up your Sung Jin-woo and upgrade his stats so you can become stronger than the boss. That's what I had to do a lot to actually beat a lot of this. So chapter 4 was the first section I got stuck at. Then chapter 6 is another section I got stuck at. When you're fighting Kang, you're not going to beat him first try, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. First try, you're not beating him. Second try, maybe. But first try, after you realize that, you know, you're just not strong enough. Again, the best way to do it, and honestly, you might beat it first try if you do watch the guide and follow it step by step that I'm doing right now. You might actually beat it first try, and it is if you go back and you just straight up just level your character up and get better weapons and stuff, right? I believe after you beat chapter 4, you get hard mode. And this is huge. All right, hard mode helps a lot. Hard mode gives you so much XP. So if you get stuck, my biggest tip for you is after you get stuck at chapter 6, if you get stuck at chapter 6, go back to hard mode, get the rewards, level up, increase your character strength, then come back, try again, and rinse and repeat that process. At some point, you're also going to get stuck in hard mode. But if you also get stuck in hard mode, then at that point, you're just gonna, it might be just a skill issue at that point, I'll be honest with you. Because chapter 6, where are we at? Chapter 6. After you do exactly what I told you by leveling up your weapons and stuff like that, you should be able to cook it. I'm not gonna lie, you should be able to cook it after you get back and do hard mode and stuff. Because hard mode, I believe you do get stuck at a certain point as well. You get stuck probably on like the second one, let me be honest with you, because the difficulty level increase is crazy in this game. But yeah, biggest tip for that section in story mode is if you get stuck, go back, do hard mode, get rewards, increase your character strength, come back, try again, and just do the same thing over and over. All right, next is leveling up your character. We just talked about leveling up. The best ways that you want to do it, the most efficient way for you to do it obviously is through story mode, but that's not the only way that you can level up. Leveling up is very important for your character. It gives you stats, and every time you level up you get a job change quest at certain levels. Not every time you level up, but at certain levels, and after you beat a certain chapter as well. So after you level up, so for example this one's reached level 15. After level 15 you're able to fight Night Lord. You beat him, it gives you a lot of points, so you get stat points. Right, so leveling up is very important in this game, and the best way for you to do it is obviously through story mode. But again, that's not the only way that you can if you want to level up. One of the most efficient ways after story mode is through your gate. So if I can get to gate here, I don't know if I use it. Okay, well, when you get into the gate section, every gate that you do, you get experience. First of all, you only have, well, I think they give you 10 tries or 10 keys, but you get XP for every key that you use. And as well, at the bottom right, I believe if you do have the pass that they give you for 30 days, you get the double XP, the extra XP that you can. So if you clear 3 gates, I'll just do it real quick to just show you. So I'll sweep here. I'll just use I'm using my valuable essence for you guys here. So do it 3 times. Actually, I'll just do it 1 time. So if you do this 3 times, you get a bar at the bottom right there. After you reach the 3rd one, you get the reward that it gives you. So you get 3 tries. So you do it 3 times, then it gives you 1. You do it 3 more times, it gives you the 2nd one. Then on the 3rd one, you have to do it 4 times. Then you get the final one, and then most of the time it gives you a lot more XP than you actually need. You'll be close to the next level already. So you level up, then you'll be close to the next level. Then you're good. Honestly, just do story mode again after that. So that's one really, really good way that you can level up. I believe another way to level up, actually no, when you're starting off, that's pretty much how you're gonna want to do it. Just story mode and the gates. I believe first starting off, you don't get that many ways to level up, but you do get a lot of XP just for playing, so that's good. Another way to level up is what we're going to be talking about here is, where is it? We gotta go back, team. It's the AFK section. So let me go over to the AFK section here. It's called the activity funds. They're going to talk to you about it in the tutorial. So the activity funds, this section right here is your AFK farming section, where we will be talking about this a little later as well. It's also one of the tips. But as you can see, if you just wait, you can wait the whole entire day and it will give you XP. Right now, I'm accumulating 55,000 XP points here. And every reset, which is at 8 p.m. EST my time, you get the 6-hour reward. So you get to claim it instantly. So you get 6 hours of EXP plus the amount of time that you waited to collect your activity funds. So that's all the ways to level up. Leveling up is very, very important for your Sanjiru because that's how you get your stats in order to upgrade your strength, agility, perception, intelligence, vitality, whichever one you decide to go. I personally recommend going strength, perception, and agility. because a lot of these bosses are just too tanky for you to build defensively, because you're gonna run out of time. Timer is an issue in this game. Honestly, they should raise it in my opinion. But if you build it properly, if you build your character's strength or agility, you can go either way, crit or strength. You should be fine. You'll be able to do enough damage for a lot of these bosses. All right, like I said, you will get stuck at certain points, so sometimes you're just gonna have to rely on your AFK farming and just use that XP that you get from that to level up your Sung Jin Woo and keep trying. Okay, on the topic of leveling up, we're gonna move into the next segment, which is your resources. You guys gotta be efficient with your resources, because the most important thing in this game is the thing at the top right here, your coins. I know I have 1.5 million, but that is absolutely nothing. It means nothing. This is gonna go away in 2 level ups. I'm telling you right now. So let me show you. Everything you do uses coins, okay? Every single thing. You wanna upgrade your skills? Coins, all right? You want to take off your equipment? You wanna change your equipment? Let's see. Coins. So make sure you're using it efficiently. Make sure you're using it wisely, because they don't give you that many, all right? After you hit a certain point, the story mode does give you a lot, actually. I'm not gonna lie to you. The story mode actually does give a decent amount. But after you hit a point where you're stuck, all right? There's no other way. You can't beat that story mode, right? You can't beat that section, so you're not gonna be able to get the rewards for that section. And as well, after you beat the story mode, or you beat a chapter, you can't go back and just farm for more coins, unfortunately. I wish you could, but you just can't. So biggest tip is upgrade what is important. So like, for example, one of the important things would be upgrading your weapon, right? You can upgrade your hunters, because I believe they only use coins anyway. So upgrade your hunters, your weapons, and your skills. That's going to be what you want to focus on. I don't know. Yeah, these don't use coins, but what's the main 3 things that you really want to focus on when you're upgrading, right? As well as your artifacts. We're going to be talking about that in a second as well. The artifacts are your equipment. They're very, very, very helpful. So maintain or use your coins wisely. That's literally the only thing in this game that's actually like super, super difficult to keep, because you use it for everything that you do. Literally everything. Every other thing you can farm a little bit. Well, not really farm, but you can get pretty easily. And the shop also gives you free things as well, so it's not that bad. The main important one is your coins. Make sure you're holding on to that as much as you can. There are also codes that you can use. If you go to the solo, I will link the Discord in the description below, but the solo leveling Discord, they have codes that you use to get rewards. The most recent code, they give you 100,000 coins, which is very good. Very, very good. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, artifacts. We're at the artifacts section right here. As you can see, I don't have everything gold. That's because it's hard to farm these. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because, again, you gotta go to, if you want to farm them, you gotta go to your encore missions and instance dungeon. But I don't know which levels you unlock them. But once you unlock them, these give you rewards as well and trophies. Make sure you complete these because you move up in the leaderboard. But you get your equipment from this section. They give you gold pieces, purple pieces, and the blue piece, and then you have your common, which is the white, silver, I don't even know which color it is, grayed out piece. But yeah, make sure you are trying to farm this to the best of your ability. The artifacts help a lot with Sung Jin Woo's stats. All right, so you can get them from the encore missions and the instance dungeon, and they also have them in the gates. If you go to the gates here, if you click, you look at the rewards. This is the equipment right here. This is the artifacts. So you can get, this one only gives you purple as the max, but there are some gates that give you gold equips, but you have to hit a certain amount or a certain level at the gate section. So let's go back to Sung Jin Woo here and take a look at the artifacts and look at the boosts that he gives. All right, so I'm gonna take off all of my, I'm doing this for you guys, okay? I am doing this for you guys. I'm taking out, remember I just talked about the coins? This is for the video. Do not do what I'm about to do, okay? $92,000 going down the drain here, or coins. So let's go. So let's take off the stats. He goes down to 27k. This is just him, basic total power, 27k, right? We put back all my artifacts. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Rip. We put back all my artifacts. So go here. Go there. I don't even remember which one I was running on him. There we go. We're gonna take a look at his total power jump, okay? And now we go back to here. Put that back on. Bear with me here, guys. It's a process. It is a process, okay? Equip. There, we're good. And our total power is at 78,000, okay? So we went from 27 to 78. So as you can see, the stats really do help a lot, right? So like I said earlier, if you build strength and crit, those stats will increase because you have these equips, right? And the most important thing with artifacts is don't just run any random artifacts, right? If you can look to the right side here, you have set effects, right? So, and that's basically if you have two of the same set, which says 2 set effect right here. I'm running the toughness on the left side. It has 2 set effect. Your critical hit rate increases by 8%. If you have all 4 pieces, your critical hit damage increases by 30%. So you have the hit rate, which is an extra 8%. Then you have your hit damage, which is an extra 32%. So you're going to be doing more damage, and you're going to be having a lot more chances to get your crits, right? On the right side, I complement it with the expert set, which, again, you're going to want to use them as sets. This 2 set, when landing a critical hit, has 25% chance to increase attack by 8.8%. This is very good, right? You have a 25% chance. It's not guaranteed. It's a chance to get 0.8%, and it stacks up to 100 times. But you're critting a lot, so you have a bunch of chances to get that 0.8%. But if you're rocking the 4 set, which I do, again, I advise you guys to work towards your 4 set pieces. My opinion, the best sets that you want to run are the attack sets or the crit sets. So this one is the crit set, obviously. This one increases an activation rate to 50%. So instead of a 25% chance, you now have a 50% chance to increase it to 1.6%, to increase your attack to 1.6% instead of a 0.8%, which is actually a big jump. That's double what you were getting before. All right. So make sure if you are farming your equips, make sure you're saving. Again, this also does use your coins as well. So we can go to one that's not fully, right? So this uses coins and resources as well. So this is actually a resource that is pretty tough to get. No, actually it's not tough. You can craft this. You can get it from the shop with the in-game. As you summon, they give you currency for getting these. So you could use those as well. But the coins, guys, I'm telling you, coins are very important. Don't do what I just did. I just used 92,000 for the video. Do not do what I just did, okay? But everything you do in this game uses coins. Every single thing. But make sure you are like enhancing properly. A big tip for enhancing your artifacts is you go here. We can go to artifacts actually. Let's say you want to enhance something. Obviously, you will use coins. But you go to the 5th. So that way you're not using too many. So stop at 5 every single time just to see if you get what you want, right? So if I'm getting damage increase and I want my stat to only increase damage, if this doesn't go any higher, I'm not going to continue it, right? So make sure if you are upgrading your artifacts, make sure you have the stats that you actually do want, all right? That's a good tip right there. You actually end up saving a lot of money. But as well, you can sell your artifacts, okay? And it does give you coins. So if you upgrade it to, like, let's say you go to 10, it does give you half of what you spent back. So that's pretty good, okay? That's pretty good. So if you don't actually need equips and you have, like, let's say you have a lot of these, I have a lot of equips, guys. Let's say you have a lot of these ones that you just want to spend. They give you 200 per. So it's not bad at all, right? So you can unselect. If I select all, we'll just select all here. For 9, I'd get 2,700, but that's if I was selecting every single one of these. Obviously, I get a lot more. But yeah, so you can sell your equips if you're not using them, or if they are not just important anymore. So you can sell them, get your coins back, or half of what you spent. But I thought that was a pretty cool feature that they have. So yeah, that's pretty much for the artifacts. The hunters do use artifacts as well. You also do want to run the sets for them. A big tip for this section as well as for the artifacts is the game tells you how you want to be building your character. So for example, for Choi, who's a damaged base or an attack based character, it tells you right here you want to run the stats you want to increase are attack, defense penetration, and damage increase. That's exactly what I have here. So I have my increased basic attack for my sets on this side, the executioner set. It increases my attack, and this solid foundation also increases my attack. So again, every single character or hunter has recommended stats, and it's very easy for you to be able to put the artifacts on them. The only one that doesn't tell you which stats you want to upgrade is the Sung Jin Woo, but he's pretty straightforward. Again, if you're running an attack or crit build, you're going to want to be running crit artifacts, right? If you're running a straight attack, just pure attack, you're going to be running, I can't even speak, you're going to be running attack artifacts, right? So you can go ahead and take a look. Again, this one gives additional attack, it boosts basic attack, so that's pretty good. This one increases the user attack by 5% when you're running them as a set. Again, you do want to run them as sets. So yeah, that's basically it for artifacts. They do come a lot. They're probably the most important things in the game for you to be farming, because obviously they do make your character a lot stronger. It makes all your characters a lot stronger. So if you can farm it, do your best to get the sets. That's all the tips for that one as I can give you. All right, so the next tip here is the challenge section. So once you click this tab at the top where it says your time at the top right there, click this, you scroll down to challenges. Make sure you're clearing all of these challenges. And the reason why I say that is if you look at the rewards, they give you coins, they give you resources for upgrading your artifacts, give you resources for upgrading your characters, which is the coins, give you resources for the weapons, all of that. So make sure you're doing your challenges. But the best thing about it is that you do get 10 of these draw tickets, the selection draw ticket, for completing every single chapter that you do, or all the challenges in the chapter, right? So I have all of them done. So there's 12 chapters. They give you 120 tickets for doing all the chapters, right? So make sure you are doing the challenges. It's pretty straightforward because this one does, it just gives you a bunch of resources that you need, right? So, and a lot of what they give you are resources for leveling up your weapons. So we go to weapons here. It uses. I'm limit breaking. What am I doing? I need a weapon that isn't leveled up. So for example, this right here, it uses these things right here. I don't even know what they are, what they're called, but we're just gonna call them glow sticks for now because that's what they look like to me. But you use these glow sticks here, and the challenge section gives you a lot. But you also can get those from the shop as well. We're not going to talk too much about the shop because a lot of the beginners, obviously, you're not going to be going to the shop a lot unless you're planning to spend on the game. Then you're going to want to go to the shop. It does give you a lot. Like, you get a lot. So you get your money's worth, basically, is what I'm saying. But yeah, make sure you do your challenges because it is very important resources for your weapons, for your characters, and for your skills and stuff like that. So make sure you're doing that. And before we leave this topic, I want to talk about your weapons, all right? As you can see, I have my weapons pretty high leveled, right? So for these two, I make sure I have them at level 80 because these are the weapons I use the most. And this one I'm going to get to level 80 as well because these are what I use the most. And eventually I will get the rest to level 80. But if you're just starting off, I do think what you're going to want to focus on in leveling up, all right? Shout out to my girlfriend again for giving me this idea. I wasn't going to put this in the video, but the levels that you want to focus on is 40 to 60. I think if you can get your weapons to level 40 and 60, you can beat pretty much any event in the game, and you end up saving a lot of resources so that way you can level up your main two weapons, which is exactly what I did. If you can see, my other weapons are at level 40, level 60, and my hunter weapons are at level 40, level 50. I'm going to get those up to level 80 over time, but for now I think level 60 is a good stopping point for you upgrading your weapons. Because again, you don't need to go, you really don't need to go any higher. Obviously the stat jump is insane, but if you're doing regular story mode, a lot of the bosses, they die to level 60 weapons. Anyway, if you can upgrade your weapon, you'll be fine. For example, the Igris fight, all I had to do was upgrade this weapon to level 60, and that fight was literally cake. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was cake. It was tough. It took me a whole day because my weapon was not leveled up properly. So I had to go back. I had to farm some resources, do hard mode, get more stuff. That's what you guys just gotta do, okay? Like I said in the beginning, you just gotta want to farm hard mode, go back, rinse and repeat, okay? But if you can get your weapons to level 60, then it's light work, okay? Light work, literally. This is a light weapon, so yeah, level 60. Then over time, you want to level them up to 80. I think the max level you can get is 100. I'm not even gonna touch that anytime soon because it just uses too many resources that I just do not have. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Okay, so on the topic of your weapons and characters, if you go to your story mode and you are struggling with completing the fights, there are recommended attributes that you can use to help you have an easier time. All right, so for example, the Igris fight, which a lot of you I know will get stuck on, I have multiple videos on how to beat this boss, so definitely check that out. But it tells you at the bottom left right here which attributes to use to have an easier time. So again, I mentioned that it took me a full day to beat it. You need a light weapon and light characters to have the best time beating this. All right, the best weapon for you to use to beat it is this, because literally it breaks on everything it does. You shoot, it breaks. The main when you switch with it, you switch into it, it has a break ability. So you can use this. This is the best weapon to use for the Igris fight. The next best weapon, in my opinion, a lot of people differ on this opinion, but in my opinion, you're gonna want to use the bow because of how much damage it does. It just does so much damage, and if you have dupes in it, you get precision. I think that's every single weapon. If you get a dupe in there, you get extra precision. Obviously, you do more damage with it. But the bow and this, in my opinion, are the best weapons that you want to use because one, they're light, they do a lot of damage. This one does a lot of damage and it breaks the shield as well, which Igris has shield that regenerates. So the quicker you can break the shield, the quicker you can beat it. The timer is your enemy in this game. A lot of you will run out of time, and at that point, if you're running out of time, again, you're just going to want to level up your weapons, your character, your side characters, which are the hunters and stuff like that. You can use any light weapon. Honestly, you can. It does work. Like for example, this sword is good. This spear is also good. You can even use the regular rare weapons. Like if you can this is good because you can get this at max and you can level up to 60, and that also does a lot of damage, or enough damage for you to beat it. And then another tip is you're gonna want to level up your Sung Jin Woo to a certain level as well. But yeah, make sure you're paying attention to the attribute at the bottom. Again, light characters also. So if you don't have any of the SSR characters, which this guy is the best character to use for that fight. If you do have him, great. If you don't, it's not an issue. You can use other light characters. I ended up using, on my first run, I had this guy, but I didn't have to use him. I used this guy, and you can also use this guy or this guy. The reason why this guy is so good, in my opinion, is because he gives shield when you use him, and he also breaks the guard. All right, so definitely pay attention to the character's abilities, to their attributes, and to the boss's weakness. And again, for Igris, that is light. So there you go. All right, for the final tip in this game, okay, that is your summons. As you can see right here, you have a selection draw, which is the one that's out for more than 100 days. It doesn't specify how much time is actually remaining. It just says more than 100 days. I'm assuming this is going to be up for more than 100 days, okay? For more than 100 days, so be on the lookout for that. It has a raid up list, and this is where you can select who you want and which weapons you want to summon on. There's a popular raid up, so you have a higher chance to pull these if you select them and put them on the section, that your raid up list section right there. My first picks, and what I think you guys should go for as well, this is the main 4 that you want to go for, okay? When you're first starting off, I think you want to go for her, which Emma, she's very good. She breaks on entry. You want to go for him. You want to go for her, and you want to go for the plum sword, okay? Those are what you're going to be wanting to summon for when you're summoning on this banner. If you're just starting off and you're getting the tickets, because this game gives you tickets like left and right. You get it so much. Do not use your essence stones for this section, okay? Don't use them because it gives you the tickets left, right, and center. Literally everywhere you turn, you're gonna get one of those tickets. Okay, so don't use the essence stones for that. Make sure you don't use it. I'm emphasizing this because a lot of people are using their essence stones when they could be using it for better stuff. So definitely don't use them on this. But these are the 4 characters that I personally recommend. A lot of people don't go this way though. You can. I got her last. I actually didn't choose her first. What I went for was these 3. Then I also went for the scythe. The scythe, in my opinion, right now is the best weapon in the game. And that's simply because the game gives it to you for free. So technically you don't need to go for the scythe. You can go for this gun because it will help you with the Igris fight a lot. So these are the 4 that I actually do recommend you go for. But a lot of people also go for the Sayo because she gives a shield and she breaks, and she's very, very, very strong. I do have a video on her as well. So yeah, make sure you choose wisely on this section. He's trash. He's very good. She's good. He's good. He's absolutely garbage, but you get him for free, so you can't really complain. This sword is good. This is all the weapons are good. All the weapons are good. The book is number 3 in the game in my opinion. But yeah, so those are going to be what you summon for on this banner. Again, don't use your essence stones. As you can see, you can convert your essence stones into tickets and you can summon from them, but don't do it. All right, don't do it. This game also does have a pity system, so after 8 summons, so 80 tickets, you get a guaranteed SSR, and the rate goes up after the 64th, or after you hit 64 summons or 64 tickets or whatever they say. The rate goes up on the character, so you have a higher chance of pulling an SSR at the 64, and then 80 you get a guaranteed SSR. So if you don't pull it on the 64, 70, you get it guaranteed on the 80. So that's good. The rate in this game is absolutely awful. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's absolutely trash. Look at this, 0.60 for a character, 0.06 actually. It's not even 0.6, it's 0.06 for characters, and 0.150 for weapons. So summon with that in mind. Okay, the pity is very good, but the rates are very trash. Okay, very, very trash. Let's go to the other banner. There's a rate up banner, which is this banner. He's the best character in terms of damage in the game right now. He's the highest DPS character. So if he is out when the game is globally out, summon for him. If you can get at least 1 copy of him is great. I'm not gonna lie to you, you're basically guaranteed after 8 summons because his rate goes up like crazy. If you take a look at the list, after you get up to the 80, he goes up to like 0.6, so that's very good. Actually no, he's already 0.6 right now I believe, but it goes up after you get to the 80 or something, so you have a higher chance of drawing this guy instead of another SSR. So keep that in mind as well. This is where I would suggest you guys use your essence stones. If you are going to summon, you use these for these tickets. I also do suggest I accidentally summoned, but we're gonna see a summon. I don't even know why I just summoned, but that's okay. I was gonna say you use these tickets save them because there are characters coming out. So Chai Hei is coming out. She's gonna be very good. I do think she's gonna be the most. So she does crit. This guy doesn't crit. So I think she's gonna be the most damaging hunter in the game. So save for her if you are starting now. If you're not, you can summon for this guy, and you can also summon for her. Make sure if you can get 1 copy of him, great. If not, it's not a big deal. She's very, very, very good, or she will be very, very good the time you're seeing this video. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this beginner guide. Not even just a beginner guide. This is just a guide in general, kind of thing, right? So, again, there are more stuff that you can do, but this is just off the top of my head. There's no script for this. Everything that you saw was just off the top of my head, right off the dome. So if you guys do enjoy the video, hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.